One prayer could have cost him his life. In ancient Babylon, praying to God could send you straight into a den of lions. Yet one man refused to stop. This is the story of Daniel in the lion's den. Before we dive into Daniel's incredible story, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss more Bible stories full of courage, faith, and miracles. Thousands of years ago, Babylon was one of the greatest empires the world had ever seen. Its walls stretched high and thick, built to keep enemies out and display the empire's unmatched power. Massive gates, guarded by soldiers clad in bronze armor, opened onto streets alive with movement and color. Merchants called out their wares, travelers from distant lands carried exotic goods, and traders bore spices, silk, and treasures that dazzled the eye. The air was a mix of scents: fresh bread, livestock, incense, perfume, and the subtle hint of smoke from countless fires burning across the city. Palaces gleamed with gold and precious stones, while towers and temples reached toward the sky, symbols of both divine and royal authority. Every stone seemed to whisper stories of wealth, power, and history. Every step in Babylon carried weight. One misstep could lead to exile, imprisonment, or death. Life demanded vigilance, courage, and wisdom. From the bustling markets to the gilded halls of the palace, the city was alive with intrigue, ambition, and devotion. Every corner was filled with opportunity and danger. Amid this grandeur, a young man named Daniel arrived. He had been taken captive from Judah, separated from his family, culture, and homeland. At a tender age, Daniel faced a choice that many could not survive: conform to the customs and beliefs of a foreign empire, or remain steadfast in the God he loved. Daniel chose faith. Even in a foreign land surrounded by temptation and corruption, he devoted himself to God with unwavering discipline. Each day he studied the language, culture, and governance of Babylon, yet he never allowed the richness of Babylonian culture to replace the values he had been raised with. His wisdom, integrity, and humility set him apart, even among older, experienced officials. People who worked with him noticed his calm confidence, his respect for others, and his keen sense of justice. Over time, Daniel became known for intelligence, honesty, and trustworthiness. Tasks assigned to him were completed without complaint. Decisions he made were always fair and sound. His integrity and fairness began to win the trust of kings and nobles alike, even in a court filled with intrigue and ambition. When King Darius rose to power, Daniel was appointed one of 3 high officials overseeing the kingdom. Even among these leaders, Daniel's fairness, conscientiousness, and loyalty made him shine like a bright star. He handled each responsibility with calm confidence, never seeking personal gain or glory. Everyone who observed him noticed something extraordinary. He could navigate complex political situations with wisdom while remaining morally upright. But not everyone welcomed Daniel's rise. Officials who had spent years cultivating influence and power could not tolerate a foreigner surpassing them. Their jealousy slowly turned to hatred. They began plotting in secret, scrutinizing every action, hoping to find a flaw they could exploit. But Daniel was flawless. His devotion, wisdom, and integrity left them frustrated and desperate. Finally, they realized there was one thing they could use against him: his faith. Daniel prayed openly to God 3 times a day. The officials saw this as an opportunity. They approached King Darius with a proposal cloaked in respect, hiding their malice behind a veneer of loyalty. "Your Majesty," they said, "to honor your authority, we propose a decree. For 30 days, anyone who prays to any god or man except you shall be thrown into the lion's den." King Darius, unaware of the deception, agreed. In the laws of the Medes and Persians, once a decree was signed, it could not be revoked, not even by the king himself. Now, Daniel faced a terrifying choice. Should he hide his prayers, pray in secret, or remain faithful and risk death? His faith was his life, his anchor. Courage replaced fear. He chose to stay true to God, no matter the consequences. Returning to his home, Daniel knelt by the window facing Jerusalem, the city of his ancestors. He prayed as he had for decades, 3 times that day, openly to God, unashamed and unafraid. Each word was spoken with sincerity and devotion, his heart fully surrendered. The sun's rays illuminated the room, casting golden light on his hands folded in prayer. The wind whispered through the curtains, and for a moment the world seemed to pause, as if holding its breath. The jealous officials saw him and ran to the king. "Your Majesty, Daniel ignores your decree. He continues to pray to his God 3 times a day." King Darius was deeply troubled. He respected Daniel and trusted him, yet the law could not be changed. His heart ached as he realized the gravity of the situation. Every fiber of his being wished he could save his trusted servant, but the kingdom's laws were unyielding. He walked the palace halls, the weight of the law pressing down on him, unable to sleep or eat. His mind replayed every moment, every choice, and every hope for a miracle. Soldiers escorted Daniel to the lion's den. The pit was dark, damp, and foreboding. Massive lions, fierce and hungry, roared and paced. Their muscles rippled under golden fur, eyes glinting in the flickering torchlight. The air was thick with the smell of stone and animal musk. Every growl echoed like thunder through the stone walls. Shadows danced on the walls as torchlight flickered, and Daniel's heart raced, but his faith did not waver. Before lowering Daniel into the den, King Darius spoke with a trembling voice. "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." A heavy stone was rolled across the entrance and sealed with the king's signet ring. Night fell over Babylon, and King Darius could neither eat nor sleep, his mind consumed with worry. He wandered the palace halls, hoping against hope, praying silently for Daniel's safety. He remembered all the years Daniel had served with integrity, all the lives he had touched with wisdom and kindness. Inside the den, something miraculous happened. The lions, despite their hunger and strength, did not attack. God sent an angel to shut their mouths. Daniel prayed silently through the night. Fear would have been natural, but his faith replaced panic. Courage and peace filled his heart, turning a place of danger into a sanctuary of divine presence. The roar of the lions became background noise, like a distant storm, powerless to harm him. He whispered words of praise, of trust, of surrender. Each prayer was a light shining in the darkness, and each word filled him with calm assurance. If Daniel's courage inspires you, leave a comment below sharing a time you stood firm in faith, even when it seemed impossible. Your story could encourage someone else today. By dawn, the miracle was complete. Daniel was unharmed, not a scratch, not a bruise, not a bite. God's protection had prevailed. At first light, King Darius rushed to the den, hope and fear intertwined. "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God been able to rescue you?" A voice echoed from the darkness. "O King, live forever. My God sent his angel and shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me." Overjoyed, the king commanded Daniel be lifted from the den. Daniel emerged completely unharmed, a living testament to faith in action. God's protection had transformed what should have been death into life. But the story did not end there. The officials who plotted against Daniel were brought before the king. This time, the lions obeyed no command. They devoured the accusers. Justice was swift and unmistakable. Daniel's faith had not only saved him, but revealed the evil intentions of his enemies. Daniel's story teaches powerful lessons. Faith is stronger than fear. Daniel could have hidden his prayers, but he chose trust in God over safety. Integrity matters. Honesty, loyalty, and righteousness earn respect and protection. God is sovereign. Even in impossible situations, his power can intervene and transform danger into testimony. King Darius issued a decree across the empire. Let everyone fear and reverence the God of Daniel, for he is the living God. His kingdom shall never be destroyed, and his dominion shall never end. Even centuries later, Daniel's courage stands as a timeless example. His story reminds us that even in the face of fear, betrayal, or pressure to compromise, faith, courage, and integrity can carry us through. One person's steadfastness can inspire nations, influence communities, and even change the world. We all face lions in life: fear, doubt, betrayal, and pressure to compromise. Daniel's example shows that standing firm in faith, even when it seems dangerous or foolish, can lead to miraculous outcomes. His courage reminds us that God's power is undeniable when we trust him completely. Faith is stronger than fear. Courage can overcome every obstacle. God's protection is real, and his plans are perfect. Standing firm, staying faithful, and trusting completely can lead to outcomes beyond imagination. Daniel in the lion's den is more than a story. It is a call to courage, a testament of faith, and a lesson for every generation. At the end of this story, remember, if Daniel's faith inspired you, give this video a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more Bible stories that strengthen faith and courage. No matter the trials you face, one prayer, one act of courage, one choice to trust God fully can turn danger into testimony, fear into faith, and despair into hope. Daniel's story is eternal, reminding us that the living God is always present, always powerful, and always able to protect and guide those who trust him.